Information about the mob boss murdered outside of his home on Staten Island. New York City police now say Francisco Frankie Boy ʻkɑːli.
Who was Frank Cali? Gambino boss who shook hands with his killer. Francesco Paolo Augusto. Frank Cali, also known as Frankie Boy, was an American mobster and acting boss of the Gambino crime family of New York City. At the time of his death, law enforcement considered Cali to have been the Gambino's ambassador to Sicilian mobsters and had linked him to the Incerillo mafia family from Palermo. According to Assistant U.S. Authority Joseph Lefty, he was seen as man of influence, empowered by organized crime members in Italy. Cali was shot and killed outside his home in Staten Island on March 13, 2019. Cali was born on March 26, 1965 in New York City. His parents both natives of Palermo, Sicily. His father ran a household goods store in Palermo and a video store in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. He had a clean police record in the United States. Even though he was mentioned in the Pizza Connection investigation when police discovered that he was partner of the Matteo Andamita, allied to the Sicilian mafia boss Carmento Badalamenti. Frank Cali was a nephew-in-law of Sicilian mobster John Gambino and had close ties to the once powerful Sicilian mafia family led by Salvatore Incerillo. Cali was also a great-nephew of banana crime family mobsters Giovanni Bonaventure and Vito Bonaventure. As a young man, Cali bonded with Gambino mobster Jackie D'Amico, a lieutenant of Gambino boss John Gotti, who operated a crew on 18th Avenue in Brooklyn. In January 1997, the FBI reported to Italian authorities that Cali had been combined into the Gambino family. Cali was promoted to acting capo when D'Amico became acting boss. Cali ran several import-export companies in Brooklyn, including Circus Fruits Wholesale in Fort Hamilton, Brooklyn in early 2003. Cali and fellow captain Leonard Lenny DiMaria began extorting mob taxes from Joseph Fallaro, the owner of a trucking and contract ring company that was involved in Boulder and NASCAR Speedway on Staten Island. Fallaro was eventually forced to pay tens of thousands of dollars as a tribute to Amico and Gambino boss Nicholas Caruso. In 2004, to avoid prison time for a cocaine conviction, Fallaro began working with federal authorities as an informant. Fallaro's undercover work led to a massive indictment 4 years later. On February 8, 2008, Cali and 61 other New York Cosa Nostra associates were arrested and charged with federal racketeering charges as part of Operation Old Bridge. Old Bridge terminated the drug trafficking between the Sicilian mafia and the Gambino family. Prosecutors claimed that Cali acted as the Gambino ambassador to the Sicilian mobsters, as a liaison between the Amigo and Sicilian connections to the Incerillo family. Cali was charged with racketeering, extortion, and conspiracy along with D'Amico and Maria. On June 4, 2008, Cali pleaded guilty to conspiring to extort money from Fallaro. Cali was incarcerated at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York. 10 months later, on April 6, 2009, he was released from prison. Around 2009, Cali's uncle John Gambino was elevated to the family ruling panel. According to court papers filed in Brooklyn Federal Court, the U.S. Justice Department demanded that Cali avoid all contact with the Gambinos, except for weddings or holiday celebrations approved in evidence by Cali's prohibition officer. In October 2012, Cali was identified by New York crime reporter Jerry Capecci as the New York underboss of the Gambino crime family. Brooklyn federal prosecutors had also referred to him as underboss. Capecci had previously identified Dimencio Chiafalo, a member of the same Sicilian faction as Cali, as the current boss of the group. Though his status remained unclear, the promotion of both men follows a period in which John Gambino was street boss within the family, showing that the Sicilian group has remained dominant in the recent years. In July 2013, it was reported that Cali turned down the position of boss of the family. In August 2015, New York Daily News reported Cali had taken over as acting boss of the Gambino family. On March 13, 2019, Cali was shot 6 times in the chest by Anthony ʻkɑːli out in front of his home in Staten Island and was then run over by a pickup truck. He later died at the Staten Island University Hospital, with his killer claiming he killed Cali because he feared of his life.